A couple of years ago, I made a video about my C6 Corvette where I said this. On the door, in the door handle where you open the door, there's like a little black piece of plastic trim on there, and I got looking at it and I couldn't really figure out what kind of purpose it served. You can do what I did and just get a screwdriver and remove them. I can't even figure out what they were there for. Maybe it was to keep fingerprints off the door. I don't know. I also showed you how easy it was to remove it for appearance reasons, and many of you liked the idea. So did I. Well, I found out what the purpose was of that part, and I still found a solution in not needing it. Hang tight. Welcome to my garage, guys. If you've never been here before, my name is Jason, and I love to make videos from right here in my own personal garage about car stuff, often about my C6 Corvette Z06, product reviews, how-tos, general garage life, and more, so I'm glad to have you here. Now, as I mentioned, for my Corvette, I really didn't see a reason for that little plastic part on the door. And as you may know, if you've been here before, according to Jason's Law of Car Appearance, and I'll put a link to the description about that and below, removing that plastic piece was a small step in improving the overall appearance of the car. I did, and it was free, and just makes the car look just a little bit cleaner and smoother by that door area. I liked how it looked, and I know a lot of you guys did as well, because you took my advice and you removed it. But after a couple of drives, I confirmed my assumption as to what the purpose of that silly little plastic piece is.
Fingerprints.
It gives you a sort of visual suggestion on where to naturally put your fingers when you're closing the car door, and without it, you're going to get fingerprints on the car no matter what, which of course is just going to show more the darker your car is. I'm fortunate, my car is silver obviously, but still the fingerprints do show up when closing the door without that plastic piece on it. Even worse, without it, some people use the door glass to push on to close the door, which will guarantee fingerprints on your glass. And putting pressure on the glass to move the door just makes me feel really uncomfortable when somebody does it. And I've caught myself doing it as well since I removed that plastic piece. Let's put an end to that right now with this cool little product that I found that can be useful on just about any car, especially a C7 Corvette, which does not come with any sort of plastic piece to aid in closing the door. Let's check this out. So that's it. The jam handle by a company called Craven Speed. And all it is it's a simple solution, but it's going to be very effective, I'm quite sure of it, is that it is just piece of molded plastic with 2 finger holes and 3M VHB tape on the back side of it that you mount just inside the door by the door jamb. And that way, that when you open the door and you go to close it, you don't put your hand on the outside, put your fingers in there, and close the door. It's a simple solution, it's very elegant, and it's pretty smart. It's kind of funny how the simplest things seem to work the best, and this is one of those cases. So let's go install it. First, we need to do a test fitment just to make sure there's enough clearance for the jam handle to fit. Now, I want to put it right here. If it fits, which I think it does, I'll need to remove that sticker, but let's find out for sure. What I typically do in situations like this is I just get some masking tape and I make a loop of it and put it on the back side and hold it into place. What I am going to use today, though, I've got some of these laying around that I got to get rid of. These Scotch removable mounting squares. That'll also do the trick. I mean, anything's really going to do just to hold this temporarily into position while I check the clearance when I close the door, make sure that this isn't causing any sort of interference. And then I'll put it where I want it to go, which is right about there. And then I'll carefully close the door to see if it fits. And it looks like it hits right there, so I'm going to have to move it up just a little bit. Good thing I tested, huh? Now we're going to try just a little bit higher. It looks like it'll fit. And there it is. Okay, now that I know where it can go without any clearance issues, which if you've got a C6 Corvette and you want to do the same thing, I did the homework for you. It's just underneath this crease right here. I like this sticker right here. It shows a bit of pride in the team that built this awesome machine, but it looks like in order for me to fit the jam handle here, I'm going to have to get my heat gun and carefully remove this sticker, and I'll put it on a piece of spare sticker backing or something like that and put it in my glove box for future reference. Now, I know a lot of Corvette purists might not be a fan of that, but if you've seen my other videos, this car is far from pure anymore. Once that's done, I'll get some rubbing alcohol, make sure that the surface is perfectly clean for the jam handle to adhere to it properly. I'll peel and stick both sides, driver and passenger side door, and I should be good to go. Perfect. I'm going to try to get my camera in there so you can see how that fits just fine. There it is right there. And it just fits right there in that little area. Right there. So as you can see, it works great. I mean, how could it not? It's a pretty simple but very effective design. It just gives somebody a nice place to plant their two fingers when closing the car door, not on the paint, not on the glass. Or if you got a C6 Corvette, of course, you can just leave the factory plastic part on there to begin with and not even worry about it. But my choice, remove it, get a set of jam handles. It's a win-win for just a few bucks and makes the car look better. And I love finding cool products like these. So I'll put a link in the description below where you can get yours. And if you know of something like this you'd like me to check into and maybe do a review on, feel free to leave a comment. I'll look into it. Otherwise, as always, thanks for hanging out in my garage with me. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, give me a thumbs up, and share where appropriate if you think somebody would find this video useful. I've got more Corvette stuff coming in the future, by the way, as well as some truck product reviews and a whole lot more. So I will see you then. Thanks.